Bula and welcome to Musket Cove in Fiji, this paradise, and today we're on board Bucephalus. Bucephalus is a Deerfoot 62.2. She's a stunning yacht. She was built in 1987 for her current owner, so she's only had one family all the way through. It's actually the end of an era for this family as well, who's moving on to actually have another boat as well. The same captain has been here for 27 years as well, so they've had a professional cruise the whole time, but having the same captain and the same dedicated caretaker and manager of the team for all these years mean that there's been a constant follow through for these boats. So anything from skippering her around the world to actually taking part in upgrades constantly. So she, instead of having been updated all in one go, she was continuously updated. So as far as even last year, the whole rigging was replaced. The motor was replaced 2 years ago. So really, I mean, she's coming as turnkey as you can possibly imagine. So Deerfoot 62.2, it's a Steve Dashew design, very renowned designers. I think who doesn't know the Deerfoots, except this one is really one of a kind. She was built to certain specifications for her owner, who really wanted a boat to sail around the world without having nothing to worry about. But he's also an incredible sailor, and he wanted something that was super fast and responsive. I've heard that someone reported being, sailing at 14 knots while someone was cooking a 17 pounds roast turkey in the Galley in complete comfort. So there are stories about this boat a lot. Actually, there's been several documentaries made about this boat as well. So a stunning yacht, and we're going to have a look at it in more details with her captain, who will be up in a second to show us through. She's coming to you turnkey. Basically, she will be perfect for a family. She can be sailed single-handedly in spite of her power. She's ideal for a couple with children, for example, to take around the world safely. And she's a real pedigree yacht. So we'll have a look at her in more details in a second. This is Captain Ian McIntosh.
Hey guys.
Who's been on board for 27 years. So.
Yeah, since 1994. Joined the boat in Tortola, BVI.
Yeah, so beautiful long journey. So.
Yeah, it's been a part of my life for the best part of a quarter of a century.
So also something Ian said was that how it is very important for Ian and for the family who's owned this boat and had it built for them in 1987, that if the new family who comes on board would like, for you to continue.
Yeah, it's important. I don't need the job. I've got a much bigger boat across there I'm working on. But I would definitely stay in touch. So if there's any questions, all of us have put a lot of time, effort, money into this boat. And we'd hate to see it go downhill. So the important thing for us is that it goes to someone who's going to care for it, and it goes to someone who's going to use it like it's supposed to be used. And Deerfoot are an offshore cruising machine, so you need to take it sailing.
Yes, that's right. So we're looking for the perfect match for this boat, and it's very generous of you to offer your expertise. Yep. Absolutely. So we'll have a look through. So where would you like to start?
Well, steering position is usually a good place to start. So this is the helm. You've got very good feel on this helm because you've got it's a quadrant running a spade rudder, and so typically putting the boat into reverse and going backwards is as simple as facing backwards, and she goes in a straight line.
Right.
Unlike most yachts,
exactly, especially
because of the spade rudder and because of the max prop, the efficiency in reverse, she'll go in a straight line. A number of times I've come into very tight spots and I've listened to other cruisers and they go, "Wow, look at that guy! He really knows what he's doing." And it's nice to take the praise, but to be honest, the yacht does it because it's designed to go in a straight line backwards.
Right.
So very easy boat to drive.
Okay. Yeah, we actually will go back to it later, but I had a look yesterday at the quadrant and everything. It's just so incredibly engineered for strength and reliability.
It's very strong. It's overbuilt, as is a lot of this yacht. So Dashew, if you're familiar with Dashew, then you'll be familiar with the concept of Deerfoot. If you're not, then you need to read up on it before you consider buying a boat like this, because it's a very specific concept. It's built all around efficiency. So he did extensive testing on what's the most efficient hull shape, what's the most fuel efficient, what pierces the waves best, and having lived on board a yacht for 20 odd years, his yacht, he then took that and transferred that experience to Deerfoot and to then Sundeer as well. So they're extremely efficient boats. They really are. They're easy to maintain. Everything's accessible. You end up spending your time doing what you came to do in sailing, which is enjoy it, rather than, you know, fixing problems.
Yes, it's visible in every details. And as you said, she was continuously updated. So instead of having just been let down and then refitted, she was refitted along the way all the time.
She's been used and loved for well over 25 years. And, you know, when we look at the budget of what we put into her, there was no real budget. It was pretty much a blank checkbook. The owner used her on average a month a year. That's been his average.
Right.
And the rest of the time I would transfer her from one place to another. So myself and my wife cruised this boat through the South Pacific for 8 years. And it was just a stunning experience for just the two of us. Both experienced sailors, but honestly, you could do it with... I've single-handed this boat. I wouldn't do it overnight. I have done overnight and it was very tiring. I did it once. I'll never do it again. So I didn't get any sleep.
Right.
But other than that, if you're a family looking for an offshore cruising machine, this is something you should look at.
Yes. So husband and wife with teenage children or young children.
Absolutely
even.
Ideal.
So
and also
safe.
with the occasional guests coming in as well.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
So I've noticed even like the lifelines are higher than average.
The lifelines are built to a higher height.
Yes.
The other thing that you notice is that there's no rust on the boat.
No,
so
nothing.
If you consider that this was built in 1987, these are original.
Yes. Okay.
But they're built in a Finnish yard, and they're built out of the highest quality stainless.
Is that 4005 or what is it called
no,
again?
it's 316, but it's been done properly. So the key with it is all the other little fittings have to be stainless as well.
Of course. Yeah.
The minute you start adding non-stainless to the mix, it gets rusty.
And then this absolutely stunning davits.
Yeah, the davits are new, so we don't have a dinghy on board anymore. It passed away, and so the davits are there for something as big as our old dinghy, which was a 14-foot Carib. With the center console and a 50 horse.
Okay. Wow.
But I would caution you that I think that's too much dinghy for this boat. I personally do. And so probably a 12-foot rib with a 15 horse would be adequate. But again, totally up to whoever owns the boat.
But the davits can take it. It's just that perhaps
the davits are there and they can take it, and they're extremely strong.
Yeah.
So they were fitted in Mexico 2 years ago.
Yes, there's really stunning workmanship there as well. Okay, well...
Also a great spot if you were to think about it. And again, from a cruising perspective, this would be an ideal place to mount a solar panel bank.
Oh, yes.
It's kind of crying out for that. It's something you could think about.
Oh, for now the view is untouched.
Yeah, and then the other place to put a solar panel bank would be on top of the Dodger there.
Yes.
The framework there would lead itself to that.
Absolutely.
So, you know, these are things we did think about, but he's gone on board a much bigger boat.
Yes.
And so, he doesn't need two boats.
The boat over there.
That's the one he's got there is a Sunreef 74 Cat, which is probably about, in terms of volume, it's about 3 or 4 times the size of this yacht. So coming on up the side deck, you've got a primary winch here, and that's a running backstay winch. Okay. You got a main sheet winch as well,
which is electric.
No, the electric one's up at the front.
One. Yeah.
So these are all manual. Easy to walk up. You'll notice the deck has got a camber on it, a little bit of a curve.
A little bit, yeah.
A couple of major hatches here.
Yes.
That's the main.
Major hatches is the word.
You've got your spinnaker pole and your jockey pole here. Shrouds and inner, all of the standing rigging is brand new. Literally, we've never sailed with it, so today will be day one. And it was installed about a month ago. A month ago, yes. Yeah. Beautiful work from New Zealand. Yeah, it's absolutely stunning. And the mast was fully repainted. Yeah, the mast was taken out obviously for that job and fully repainted. So that's being done, and the spreaders as well. Up on the bow, you've got your access to the windlass. Right. So yeah, we've got this obviously up on the bow.
Yeah.
You've got it's a galvanized chain, 400 foot, which is ideal for the Pacific. It's all chain.
Yeah. And it's been regalvanized.
It's been regalvanized and it's been end-for-ended. On the end of it is a 110-pound Bruce anchor.
Okay.
And we found the Bruce to be probably one of the better holding anchors, extremely strong. And throughout the years, we've gone all the way through the Pacific, virtually all the deep anchorages, and never had an issue, never dragged. But I think it's because we've got longer chain.
Yes, and it's a very heavy chain too.
Heavy chain, long chain. The way to anchor in the Pacific is to do all chain.
Yes. Controls on the bow? Do you have controls?
We have a foot switch here. We also have a like a telephone cord controller here. So that's your very simple up-down switch for your windlass.
Yeah.
There's actually a 2-meter gangway. It's a fold-away carbon fiber gangway. So when you go stern to, you're going med, tie.
Oh yes, of course.
You can park it there. And we did a bow fitting so that you can also go bows to and use the same gangway.
Yeah.
Which is really useful in places like Wunda Point where you want to go bow to.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You can be standing off.
Great.
You'll see here there are the two holes in the deck. What those are for are they're strong points for chocks for dinghy.
Yes, I saw the chocks. That's super.
Yeah.
The cradle is amazing.
The cradle is being custom built, so it's built out of stainless steel and also wood, teak. And so you can get a very big dinghy on this deck using the halyard, obviously.
Yeah. So I noticed you take such good care, like all the halyards are tied away from the mast. There's no chafing.
it's just sensible. You make sure there's no noise.
And no chafing.
And no chafing. Yeah.
So you've got a hydraulic.
We've got an electric power winch. So the electric power winch has got the foot switches here, fast and low speed.
Yes.
And all the halyards that operate on the rig, they come to the base of the mast. They come through these fixed turning blocks.
Yes.
And then they're led onto the power winch.
Right. So full control from the cockpit.
Yep, full control.
And you have 3 separate hydraulic systems for backstage, you say?
Yeah, we've got 3 hydraulic systems on a Navtec reservoir. So you've got the boom vang here.
Yeah.
You've got a ram on the bottom of that inner forestay, which will allow you to control the mast shape.
Yes.
That's the one ahead of that hatch. And then obviously on the backstay itself, there's another ram for that. One of the things we put in place was this little fella here, and I'm used to working on bigger boats, and this is something that they have on all the young goods. And what it is if your backstay, if your cylinder fails, if you have any sort of problem with the cylinder, this is a fail-safe, so it protects your rig, and so you can lose the cylinder, you can lose the hydraulics, but you still have a backstay. Yes,
okay. And a tensionable backstay as well.
Yeah, exactly. There's a steering awning back here. As you can see, we're standing in the direct sun.
Yeah, I can see this pose there, yeah.
And I'm Scottish and I'm not designed to be in the sun. So what we have is this awning that comes up, it clips on here, and it clips on here, and obviously on the other side as well, and it covers and protects the helmsman.
Right.
You're looking at there is the SSB antenna. There's a massive whip antenna. That's for the single sideband.
Yep, and then the radar.
And the radar,
the ice sailor
there's the radar up on there. Those are 2 small mushrooms are the GPS antennas, and then there's the sailor, which is a fleet broadband, so you can get internet and voice over internet. And you can connect to it via your internal Wi-Fi system? You can, yeah. You can create your own, with a router, you can create your own Wi-Fi system. Okay, so you've got your 2 big lazarettes in the back as well. So what you've got is a gas locker. Yeah. And so the gas locker obviously self-drains over the side. You've got 2 9 kg propane tanks. And then this is where, if I'm carrying petrol or gasoline, this is where I'll store it, because then the fumes, it allows it to drain over the side. Yeah. Obviously, most of the boat gear will stay. There's a lot of stuff that belongs to the boat and will stay. Okay. There's other things like my favorite deck scrubbing thing that I might take with me, but not. Yeah. And then in this one down here, it's a much bigger area. So it actually is a very good storage area. Amazing quadrant. Yeah. And there's a life raft down in there. There's jerry cans for spare diesel.
And a freshwater, is that a freshwater wash?
That's a freshwater hose for rinsing off the back. Okay. Everyone's favourite place to shower on this boat.
Of course. Is it hot and cold as well?
It's hot and cold, yeah. Everyone's favourite place to shower is off the back. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so the dog board.
Yeah, see everyone goes down there and has a shower.
Perfect.
Which I love.
Yeah. Yes, it gives you an idea of how big the area on the other side is as well, I'm guessing, if you look in here.
Yeah. This LAS actually covers the area, if you look at where I'm standing, so it covers where you're standing. It goes up to the Navtec reservoir.
Oh, wow, okay.
And it comes all the way across to here.
Oh, okay.
So it's an L-shaped lazarette.
Yes.
And right about where my right foot is there's another watertight bulkhead.
Okay, watertight bulkheads.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one front, one back, and then...
One at the front, one at the back, and then there's one in the engine room.
Yes.
And there's another one I'll show you inside in the middle of the salon.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So we'll come back later to do the instruments, but should we have a look inside?
Sure.
Actually, yeah, so the cockpit, so beautiful upholstery and very comfortable.
It's a good cockpit. It's a really great place to do a watch at night. This has been my favorite spot for many years, because I can actually see the radar from here.
Oh yes.
So if I sort of hunker down here, I put the radar and I put the nav screen on big.
Yes.
I can see everything from here.
Perfect.
Which is good.
For a cruiser racer, it's a very comfortable cockpit, and I love how you've got the steering station removed so your guests can be here without getting in the way.
That's one of the big things.
Oh, and this is a nice area as well up here.
There's an extra sleeping area there, which when there's a lot of guests on board, that's where I sleep.
That's my favorite bed too.
My favorite spot.
And then that's you said is a soft floor, which is
this
hard.
is a soft floor that you see where the bolts are.
Meaning removable,
and
soft.
Basically you can take the engine in and out through here, the generator, anything that's in the engine room has come in and out through this floor. In the floor you see that there's the two posts here. There's a foot that comes up here, and there's another one that comes up to the same level, and there's a table that sits over it.
Yes,
so that we would be, if we were sitting where we are now, we'd be sitting at the table. It's a beautiful varnished table, comes to this height, and seats like 5 people comfortably. The view, it's all around is amazing. It's better than having a Dodger that actually blocks your view a bit. It is. It's like an additional outdoors room.
It's beautifully done. So you said Alan Marshall was going to.
Alan Marshall is going to. The local sailmaker is taking off the Dodger, all the canvas, in fact, including the sails, and he's restitching everything that needs restitching. Okay. And this Dodger needs restitching, so that's going to get done.
A little bit, but the clear is in very good condition.
The clears depends. I mean, for the boss, he has a very high standards, and he wanted the clears replaced.
Okay.
Most people would say, yep, the clears are fine.
I would say crystal clear.
Well, like I say, so his new yacht is very much a super yacht, and
yes, indeed.
So the quality has to be right up there.
Well, he's been treating these boats like a super yacht as well.
He's been treating it like a super yacht for 20 odd years, and the budget that we've been running it on is eye-watering. So.
Well, yeah, but night comes with everything for someone to just enjoy without having to worry about anything. Oh, okay. So what do we have here? Under here we got storage. Okay.
So it's a deck locker.
Oh right,
So it's all the sort of little lines and drogue and stuff like that. We got the same here on this side.
Yes. Okay.
Cleaning gear.
Yep.
All right. Coming down the companionway, always better. There's a full. This needs varnishing and will get varnished. But this goes. Right. Stone boards. So this locks that way. It's your standard. Stone boards. So that's it. To get in. Oh, it fits in there. Perfect. Yeah, it slides in there. And then always best to come down backwards. Oh, it's
stunning. So amazing space in here.
Yeah, the boat's 15-foot beam, and as you can see, you've got the full visual beam.
That's right.
So it's like right out to the sides here.
Yeah, no clutter on the side.
There's no quarter berths.
Yeah.
It's full visual beam.
Yeah, it's a very, very modern interior. You would
easy
imagine.
To clean, very easy to clean, very easy to maintain.
Yeah.
And incredibly easy to access the wiring, because you've got, I hope my special tool is still here. Yes, it's still on board. Okay.
Oh, you don't have to demolish your
I've got this exactly this special little tool, which has
yeah.
lived on board forever.
Wow, okay.
So all of them come off. These panels all come off.
Yes.
There's no wiring behind here, obviously, but all of these have got the 12-volt wiring
that's where
running
you can
through.
get everywhere.
So you can literally pop a panel off.
Yeah.
And it's as easy as that.
That's great for safety as well.
Yeah, it is good. If you need to look behind the scenes, you can look behind the scenes.
Yes,
but
exactly.
never lose this.
And that's what you love on a boat. You want to be able to see everywhere. Yeah. Production boats, so many things are hidden or glued together.
Correct.
And
yeah.
access.
And so when we did the survey, we did a survey here 2019. We actually pulled these panels off. Those panels have the chain plates.
Yes.
So there's a chain plate there. There's another one on the other side. You can see it's hollow.
Yes, yes.
And it's actually quite easy to remove. I'm not going to remove it because I have to take the speaker down.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have
yeah.
to remove this panel.
No, but I can see.
But it comes out very easily.
Yeah. So yeah, so the floor as well was redone recently.
The floor was it was basically sprayed in a 2-pack varnish. It's very good condition.
Yes.
And we keep covers on most things. So if you look at the table, again, there's a reason for the cover. Keeps the UV off, but you've got this gorgeous varnished table if you want to have a full dinner.
Gorgeous. So when you think the fit-out is original and it's just in such stunning conditions, that's a credit to the builder and also to you guys, obviously.
Yeah, it comes down to a couple of things. So the builder obviously has built a very, very good boat. Yes. And a boat that was well designed, but also an owner who had a budget and a professional captain. And so
that's right. All right, so before we go back to the more technical sides of things, let's have a look at the comfort. So you've got air conditioning as well, so two different units?
You've got air conditioning which runs, there's 2 air conditioners. This is the main air conditioner which will do the salon and the front cabin. That's relatively new, it's 2 years old, the compressor is. And then there's the one that runs the back cabin. That's more like 18, 19 years old, the compressor, but it still runs. Yes. And it's something I'd keep and replace it when it fails. Of course,
West Shore is something that works, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
This has been a very good quality unit to begin with.
They are, and both are run using a March pump, which is very, very simple. Yeah. It's the world's best pump, and I have a spare one on board.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the thing that really strikes me with this yacht, is that the design is incredibly sophisticated and it will never get old. I mean, the performance, the design, the quality of the build, the comfort, the luxury of the boat, but then at the same time, everything's really simple.
It's very simple, trust me.
When
I look at the yacht that we now have, which is a very electronically complex machine, it's a 6 million euros worth of electronics and hydraulics. And
yes.
Is it fun?
It's pretty not.
No. Compared to this yacht, it's not.
Yeah.
This yacht's so simple. I miss it. I always will miss it because it's just like, you want to get on board, you want to go sail.
That's right.
And it's not going to let you down. Yeah. Whereas that boat, you can set yourself up for so many experiences, and then you've got technical problems that get in the way. Yeah. Every day there's something.
Oh gosh.
But that's why we have a full-time engineer. So
that's it. I mean, that's not exactly what a cruising family would want. You don't want to be an IT specialist just to be able to cruise a yacht.
You don't want that. You want something that you know that if something goes down, you have it covered.
That's it.
And this boat is very, very simple. And
I love that.
I love it too, because it gets you right back to the basics of actually doing what you came out to do, which is sail and have a holiday. Yeah, exactly. Go around the world, and if there's mechanical problems, there's a mechanical explanation. If there's an electrical issue. The other thing is like, again, it's a good point. You go around the world on that boat, we would struggle to find everywhere a mechanic who was capable of fixing something that we couldn't fix. just purely because of the complexity of it. This boat, you will always find a mechanic anywhere, any port, anywhere in the world who can fix the issues on this boat.
Yes, and I see everything. The Yanmar diesel was chosen also because it's so easy.
Yanmar is very, very. I mean, let's have a look in the engine room. We can have a look at that.
Okay.
The Yanmar is an excellent engine.
So that's a proper engine room for a boat of this size. It's just amazing.
We looked at common rail, and I didn't like common rail engines because of the fact that you'd have to basically use a computer to diagnose what was wrong with the thing.
Yes, so that's
so this is a very simple, straight four engine. It's got very few hours on it, which is why it's still gleaming. Yeah, it's not had a lot of hours on it at all.
A new transmission as well.
Yeah, the transmission was new with the engine.
Super good.
So you've got in here, there's obviously your engine, and you've got a smart battery charger, and then you've got a not so smart battery charger. And the not so smart one is there purely because it chucks out amps, and if you need to run an equalizing charge on your batteries, this is the one to do it. This one will sense the resistance and shut itself down.
Okay, yeah.
Quick water heater, which is both electrical, so it's on a 110 element. It also runs, as you can see, through the heat exchanger on the engine.
Yeah.
So if you're running your engine for a couple of hours, you guaranteed got hot water.
Makes sense. Yeah, and you can see how everything is engineered like this, even in details, the quality of the stainless steel and everything's set up.
Fasteners, and so there's a little...
Oh yes, that's a proper engine room.
Always put this back.
Yeah, after all these years, you have a room for everything, and it's beautiful, isn't it? Someone will inherit all of the.
Well, it's been thought about, even to the point of your average. Like there's a Raritan sea strainer, and if you've ever dealt with those, they're plastic. They have two little tabs on top.
I see.
And it's so easy to snap those tabs off.
Oh yeah.
It really is. It's so easy to strain them. So we built this out of alloy. And it just simply drops over the top of it, and you can wind it off.
Oh, wow.
So there's custom tools as well for jobs.
I think you'll get a few people wanting to imitate that from now on. Simple solution.
Such a good idea. Again, there's more tools and stuff up here. Brand new, pretty much brand new 2019 water maker. It's in pristine condition. I will have to change the membranes on it though, because of the COVID thing. We've had that pickled for over a year, so I'd be doubtful if the membranes are in good condition.
Right. Well, that's easy enough to do.
It's easy enough to do, yeah.
And then you've got your generator here.
So yeah, there's a 9.5 kW generator. It's a Mace generator run by a Yanmar engine.
Yanmar?
Yes, it's a Yanmar engine, and that's the generator portion there.
It's really well maintained.
And it's inside, it's in good condition.
There's no corrosion at all, it's amazing.
And it's inside a sound shield, so it doesn't keep you up at night.
Yeah, that's right.
This has been serviced, full service done this year, well, about a month ago. And then it was rewound 2 years ago.
Okay.
So again, it's one of those things, it still runs. This one has a lot of hours on it, but I would run this until you had a serious problem, and then
of course. But as a look of it, it's such a sturdy, beautiful sound unit.
It has not let me down, so I'm not planning to replace it with something that might. Under here, you got two Raycors, so there's the fuel separator, fuel water separators there.
Yep.
Raycor, compressor for the refrigeration, and then across in here is the high pressure pump for the water maker. This bench here hinges up and gives you full top access to everything that's under there.
So once again, no corrosion. Normally you look at people's fish compressor, it's got corrosion. You look at people's generators, it's got corrosion, and there's no corrosion anywhere.
This is something we added in New Zealand. Every diesel engine, anyone who's ever run a diesel engine for any length of time will tell you that there's always air in the system.
Oh, okay.
This eliminates air in the system because it's a day tank. What it does is it makes the system a pressurized system through gravity, rather than a vacuum system through a pump.
So you never need to have to bleed the system.
You don't. It pretty much self-bleeds itself. Right. So there's a day tank here. There's a fuel pump that pumps up the fuel from the keel. Okay. And it's on a float switch, which is this grey box behind you. So there's that.
Yes,
so if you listen, that's me. I'm pumping fuel.
Oh, right. That's super easy.
Now it will do it automatically.
So you don't have to remember.
As you drive along, maybe every 4 hours you'll hear this noise.
Okay, but that's good because it's easy to forget otherwise. Like,
well, the crew go, oh, there's something, and I'm like, yeah, I know what it is.
Okay. And do you want to explain to me what that is?
This is a graduated scale, so it gives you the delivery skipper did this. He just wanted to know exactly how much fuel he had in the tanks.
Yeah.
Another way of finding out is by using the tank tender.
Yeah.
So that's your water tank, and that's diesel tank. Tank 3 is diesel. Tank 4 is diesel. So yeah.
All right. So bilge pump.
So there's a big manual bilge pump. That little fella there.
Yeah.
It's run on a 2-inch ID hose that goes throughout all of the watertight compartments. Mm-hmm. In addition to that, there's what we have is called a crash pump. The crash pump's a 110-volt pump that sits up high in the las, and it pumps off a manifold.
Oh, yes, okay.
So if we had huge water ingress, you've got this is your final, but your crash pump would be your first.
Yeah.
In fact, you've got bilge pumps. You've got Rule 3500 bilge pumps in each of the watertight compartments. And then on top of that, you've got the crash pump. And on top of that, you've got the manual pump.
Right.
Well, it's been well worked out. There's no... Certainly for me, there's no surprises on this boat.
Yes.
And that's why I'm very happy to remain in contact with whoever buys the boat. I'll always be there on the end of a phone or email to talk you through it. And I can talk people through this boat because I've been on it for 25 years.
Well, that's super generous, and I'm sure someone will definitely take advantage of it.
Oh, I'm sure they will. Yeah,
a wealth
sure
of
they
knowledge
will.
that you don't want to lose. Absolutely. All right. Okay, so let's have a look at the electronics.
Look at the electrical panel.
Yeah.
So you've got your electrical breaker panel here. Everything up here is DC, 12 volts DC. That's all your bilge pumps. These are all your utilities.
Yes.
Everything on this side is AC.
For the other pièces de résistance.
Yeah, so this is the owner's cabin.
Yeah.
Front cabin.
Super luxurious.
Big double bed.
This is an amazing.
Yeah, and it's got memory foam
cabin.
mattress. And the mattress hinges, so you've got access to storage underneath it. Obviously, there's a really big storage area underneath the bed.
Yeah.
And
easy to access, so that's
easy to access all the stuff in there.
Plenty of storage.
There's a TV in there.
Oh yeah.
Which comes out on a hinge. It hinges out like here.
Oh yeah, great.
There's a DVD player as well.
Yes.
There. And there's all the sheets and stuff will be left in the boat.
Okay.
All the linen.
They're all made for it too.
It's made for it, yeah. So why would we keep it?
Beautiful woodwork. Even the little details like that, just so beautiful.
And then you've got good storage in here as well.
Yes.
You can see that we've got.
Oh yeah, those are hash covers.
So we've got blackouts. So if you want, so this would be for full blackout.
Oh yeah.
And I always put these up when I'm leaving the boat for any length of time.
Yes.
It eliminates the UV on the inside of the boat.
Yeah.
And it makes the boat that much cooler.
Yeah. Of course. And then you have those as well.
Similar sort of thing. Yeah, you've got privacy things here. And we got these custom built mosquito netting that go. If you want to leave your hatches open.
Perfect for Bunda Marina.
Yeah, well, most people do want to keep their hatches open.
Of course, yeah.
But you've got mozzies, so that's what we use. And there's one of those for every single hatch on the boat. And there's a full wardrobe, hanging wardrobe behind the door.
Oh yes, substantial.
It's full of stuff right now, so it's extra pillows, and it's also got the safety gear, flares, grab bag, all that sort of stuff.
Ah yes.
And there's also, these are terry toweling covers for the grey cushions up on deck. So these are like, they're brand new blue toweling covers.
Right. Actually, that's very nice.
They're quite nice. Yeah, we barely use them.
Swimmers.
They've been dry cleaned and yeah.
It's a very good idea.
So yeah, that normally would be a hanging cupboard for people who are living on board. We've just got it full of stuff right now.
Yeah.
Storage everywhere, so you've got easy access storage in places like this. That's the medical kit.
Oh yes, okay.
So again, you've got, you know, wherever you look, there is storage.
Yeah, no wasted space.
No.
Just have a quick look at the bathroom.
Absolutely.
Baths. So stunning shower. Oh, hip baths. Very nice.
Yeah.
I mean, this boat was also in some very cold parts of the world, so it must have been nice to have a bath.
Yeah, and behind there you've got storage.
Heaps of storage again here, yeah. Oh yeah, okay. Lots of room in here. So tidy. And there's no mold anywhere.
No.
You said the boat was stored for a while out of the water, but there was no mold at all, nothing.
We just had people look after it.
Yes.
I think it comes down to not abandoning the boat.
Of
and
course.
someone look after it.
Yeah. And also there's no water anywhere, there's no leak or anything
Yeah,
that could
exactly.
just create problems.
Exactly.
Right.
Then each of these panels will lift up. There's this little thing here that allows you to lift the panel.
Okay.
You have to be careful when you lift this, so you slide it this way slightly, and
Oh yes, I see.
you've got the tabs. So if the boat were to, for some reason, invert, the contents of this wouldn't end up on the roof.
Yes.
This is your fuel pump here, and you've got your
Oh yes, the fuel is in the keel, isn't it?
in the keel.
Yeah.
So there's fuel, water. Little manifold here. You're choosing which pump to pump from. There's another additional one for a fuel bag. So if you wanted to suck from a fuel bag that you would keep on deck, you have the option of.
Oh, great, it's pre-installed.
Yeah, it's already pre-installed, and that gives you the range that we could motor with no wind whatsoever to New Zealand, which is about 1,200 miles.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, access to everything is remarkably easy. I'll show you, for instance, there's a backup, a DC water maker. So this comes off in one.
Oh yes, in one piece.
It comes off in one piece. Yeah. It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. So
we designed
exactly
this,
shaped for the boat, right down to
exactly.
even.
It's such a custom boat.
Yeah. Beautiful leather as well.
Yep. And then that's your backup water maker.
Oh yes.
So it's a DC 12-volt water maker.
Again, no corrosion anywhere.
No corrosion on it. Lifetime warranty on that pump. That's an Ecotech water maker.
Oh yeah.
This is 7 years old, and it's in really excellent condition.
Yes, I can.
You can see the delivery captain pickled it. That's our inverter.
Okay, so how big is that? 2,000 watts?
It's a 2,000.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This galley. That's amazing. The size of this galley is almost like a commercial size galley. So anyone who loves cooking, like I do, for a 62-foot boat, it's amazing preparation area. So heaps of storage. Nice big oven. With actually 4 burners you can use, not of this like 4 burners squeezed together that you see on boats all the time. That's just, yeah. And then so you've got your refrigeration. Did you show me yesterday? One was here. That's it. So really well insulated. That's a freezer with stainless steel. Yeah. Okay. So would you keep it on, for example, like
3 hours in the morning, 3 hours at night?
That's it. And it's so well insulated. Perfect.
Yeah.
Then you've got a day fridge in here. Do you say?
Yeah, that's a day fridge. So if you're looking for like milk or water,
yeah,
it's cool as well.
Again, stainless steel, really beautiful. Yep. And then we've got the main fridge.
Yep.
Which is huge, and it has a light in it, which is very nice.
And actually underneath,
and
the floor
as well,
is even bigger.
Oh wow!
So it goes right the way down into.
That's right. Yeah.
That's where we keep the cold beers.
Oh, it's too far out of reach. I would put them on top. Right, and then the temperature gauges as well.
Yes.
Right, so plenty of ventilation as well in here.
Yeah, and then you've got all the cooking here and there.
Yeah, heaps of room in there
pans.
too. And then
that is the
rubbish. Again, dedicated, which is always convenient to have.
And then on this side, you've got your cutlery.
So And then nice big sinks. So you've got, so what is this doing?
That's a foot pump. So for if your water pump was to die, that's a foot pump for water.
Drinking water?
Drinking water. Yeah.
Okay, and this is drinking water as well?
That would be drinking water as well.
And this one, seawater?
That one is seawater, yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so again, here's more storage.
Heaps of storage, yeah.
So this is a Galley, it's bigger than I've seen on the 80-footer.
Yeah, that storage goes all the way back in there.
Right. Yeah.
And then these cupboards here are both, that's all storage there.
Yeah.
And that the same.
Right.
It's for all the kettle and stuff like that. It's really well set up.
Yeah, very well set up. Absolutely.
Stove is gimbaled.
So all the appliances are in 110, obviously. So,
they're all 110, yeah, sure.
So if somebody was buying this boat, they can just run everything on this, and they can just buy another 110. If it breaks, you can order on Amazon.
You can order it on Amazon, yeah.
These days, it's no drama, isn't it?
No.
These voltages. Okay.
Most things come with dual voltage these days.
That's right.
So if you look at it, most things actually have on the back, they've got dual voltage. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Just like your computer, you can plug it in anywhere in the world.
That one there is another fridge. It's a DC fridge.
Ah, yes.
You just have to slam your hand on it. There's a little bit of a... There you go.
Okay. Oh, yes.
And that's... So that has a little thermostat on it. It can be either fridge or freezer, depending on how you...
So that one's on all the time?
That's running off the batteries, yes. So.
Yeah. Again, so well insulated. You don't have to worry about draining your batteries. And then we've got the guest accommodation. So you were showing me yesterday. So this pops up if you want to.
The top one will pop up, and it's two little chains that hold it up.
Yes.
And it allows you to the person on the bottom to get more room. So yeah, for kids it's ideal. For teenagers it's ideal.
Yeah.
For adults, I wouldn't put two adults in here. But we have done.
Unless they're small and very much in love.
Well, but yeah.
Very comfy anyway.
And then also storage. You have storage in there.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, again, I love this detail. It's very Scandinavian, isn't it?
It is actually, yeah. So yeah, drawers.
Yeah.
And more linen is what you're looking at. More storage under the bed, obviously. On both sides.
Yeah, I can see. So yeah, very accessible with drawers.
Yeah, it is.
Again, super big drawers. Listen, you wouldn't think, because it's so uncluttered, you would think, okay, where am I going to put my things? And you realize there's
space everywhere. And
very
then
intelligently done.
On this side, it's identical, pretty much identical. So that's your top bunk. There's a fan for each of the bunks.
Yeah.
Smoke detector needs to be replaced. And then that's our cockpit table that we were talking about.
Yes.
So the legs.
Again, just so well
And again,
made.
it's covered, so the varnish is in really good condition.
Good. Just put the light on. Just open that to give us an idea of storage. Okay. And it's also a shower, obviously.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I can see. Very tidy. Finally, we'll have a look at the electronics. So obviously these days people just use iPads and multiple iPads for all sorts of things. But
yeah, so we've
got
the
heavy machinery there.
Chart plotter here.
Yeah.
And it's running South Pacific and Australian charts. Radar, 36-mile radar. VHF.
And that's working fine, the radar.
Yeah, the radar works perfectly. This one, although it works, the screen is gone, and it you know, it's 20 odd years old, so it's time for that one to be replaced.
But that's redundant anyway, isn't it?
It's a GPS, so it still gives you your position.
Of course.
It's
and you've already got your position there, plus on your iPad, on
but
the
I still keep it because
yeah, of course, why not keep it?
Yeah. There we go. Okay. So it's not a touch screen, and I used to go like this.
Yes,
all the time.
we all are now,
we all
thanks
are,
to
so,
iPads and
but,
stuff.
It's very simple to operate.
Yeah. It's accurate too.
And it is accurate. Yeah. So that's essentially where we are. And all my waypoints from all the years are in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You don't want to lose that, no? So much history there.
I'm okay with it. I know the places.
And you've got SSB or?
Yeah, SSB is here. So it's an ICOM M710 that was replaced a few years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
It's not a ham radio, so it's just an SSB.
Yes.
But one feature that it does have, which is great, is it runs a Pactor modem.
Pactor, yeah.
So it's Pactor. That's a Dragon number 4, I think, and it runs SailMail. So you can get basically airmail. You have to set the software up, and if you don't know how, get someone to do it for you.
Yes.
Because there's people in the Anchorage who are gurus at really.
Oh,
at
yes.
This.
There's a bit of everything in the
You set the laptop
right now.
up, and it gives you your propagation, and then you get email. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Such a
and
good
then
thing.
you've also got your sat phone anyway.
We got sat phone. So sat phone's in here, and that runs, obviously, gives you your voice and your data.
Yeah.
This is a 220
small inverter.
Small inverter, because we had so many guests from Australia coming wanting to charge things. And, so there's actually an Australian outlet there as well.
Yeah.
Music system is here. It's a very simple, it's a Bluetooth thing, so if you want to get music, you can just access it to your phone, Bluetooth your phone.
Yes.
Comes up and it comes through the speakers.
Okay, and there's a smart TV as well, so
smart TV as well.
On your Netflix.
Access, let me show you the access to this as well, which is really easy.
Yeah.
So that's how easily accessible your all of your electronics is.
Yeah, and easy to troubleshoot.
Very easy, yeah.
Alright, so I think we can probably just go sailing now, yes?
Sounds good.
Alright, so the wind's picked up now a little bit, so we're gonna try and make the most of it.